Yes, it's time for another one. Well, brothers, we've finally made it back to the pavement, so relatively we're in the home stretch now. And,
God, we left at 9 o'clock, and it is now 2:15.
yeah.
We're home.
And you're like, wow, you spent all this time driving for a little dip in the pool? Shit, you could have filled up the tub at home and had the same thing. No, we couldn't. Because
it was more about the drive for me.
That's right.
More about the drive.
That's right. You know, just like back in the day, you know, if you got something given to you for free, yeah, you might enjoy it, but you know, deep down, you don't really appreciate it as much as something you worked for and earned yourself. So, yes, this is a long drive, you know, had a cost in time, gas, battery power, but it's worth it. Because, you know, this is a path towards self-actualization. You cannot say, you know, you've expended all this effort to reach the top of the hill. You look and you say, man, look at that view. It was worth the trip. Well, I don't have to climb another hill the rest of my life. I am done. No, you're not done. What's on the other side of that hill? Yeah. Yes, you can see it, but what? You can see something, but what is it really? You want to get a little closer and see what it is? I mean, sure, as the comic said back in the day, there were people that got to the Rocky Mountains and said, fuck that. Mr. Denver, let's pitch camp right here. Okay, but you know, there are people that looked at those mountains and said, I wonder what's on the other side. You know, the mountain men didn't go out in the middle of nowhere just because they knew there was the secret resort only available to the Platinum Club members, and, you know, they deliberately didn't have a road just so the average Joe didn't get there. There was nothing there but a whole lot of nothing, but they still went. I mean, you read it and you say so-and-so was the, not being racist, but, you know, so-and-so was the first white man to see the Grand Tetons. And finding out that the Grand Tetons was French for boobs, it's like, how horny and desperate was he to name mountains after boobs? But that's another subject. The point is, the journey is more important than the destination. Because what you think is a destination is just a rest stop. Your journey to pursue this course, and the way I phrase this is the way it worked for me. You don't have to be so extreme, but you have to do this. You have to subject yourself to a ruthless course of psychological nudity and hardcore evaluation. Once you have begun your red pill awakening, it's going to happen. That's where the red pill rage comes from. But that is unfocused. And that unfocused anger and hate, if you leave it inside, it will burn you up from the inside. That's why I do these occasional purge videos. I'm trying, you know, I have had moments of serenity, you know, where I've had calmness and completeness, where And my discipline would shame a centurion because I had my shit that wired tight. But I still get triggered. You know, it was a reminder. You know, here I am trying to help people on Facebook. I get triggered. There wasn't a swinging dick who said a kind word to me at all. And it made me mad. And I had to draw back and think about it. And it's like, well, you know, you're doing the right thing, but you were again seeking validation from other people. Yes, you've got to remind yourself the whole point of going your own way is so that you can examine yourself and shine the light of truth on yourself. Believe me, I have done this and I know what is impure within you is going to be burned. You know, it reminds me, in Mormon culture, the prophet Joseph Smith, he was the first modern prophet. He said that heaven was a realm of continual burnings in one off-the-cuff talk. And a lot of other people, they jump at that, but he's talking about hell. You know, red pill wisdom lets you see there's more than you think. If you are old school and you've done blacksmithing, yeah, that's a hard hustle. You know, you take those scraps of metal and you put them in that furnace. Well, that shit's red hot. And then you're ready to go. You're ready to do business. Now there's stuff on the top. There's scale or something. You can just brush that aside. You know, not with your hands, of course. But I'm saying, you know, that impurity that was mixed in, you know, with those scraps that you had, that's gone. What's left is purified, cleansed. And that's what happens to you as you continue taking your diet of red pills. All that blue pill, simp, beta, mangina, soy boy thinking, fuck that. You know it's no good for you. You know it is a poison. And I think of it, you know, yes, there may be flames there, but if you don't have a lot of crap messing with you, flames are nothing. Pain is nothing. Not when you're centered, balanced, and focused. Not when you can draw on red pill knowledge, obtain red pill wisdom, and be able to take that step into darkness and provide your own light to see a little further on your path. That's why you're doing this. That's why we're doing what we're doing right now. Remember, gentlemen, the journey is not over. Even after your physical body dies, your journey of radical self-actualization will not be over. You're saying, what? How can he say such a thing? Because I've had spiritual experiences. I was so churchy, I've had experiences right there in the Mormon temple where I live. You know, in scripture they talked about Jesus, they took the two disciples up there on the mount, and Moses and Elijah showed up, and they were like glowing, and then Jesus himself was glowing. They're like, wow. Well, yeah, I saw the same thing with a fellow who was in the temple to do something, you know, spiritual procedure. It was like, yeah, I mean, I wasn't thinking maybe I'm going to see something. No, I looked and there it was. I have also had voices talk to me and give me warning, prevent me from an imminent death. And there's obviously nobody in the vehicle. No, absolutely true. In fact, I'll share that one. there I was at a coal-fired power plant. It was built in the 50s, and it uses powdered coal to make steam to run the turbines. And they have D9 cats. Now, I'm not a big construction person, but I think a D9 is on the larger end of the scale. So if you know construction equipment, I guess that, yes, these are pretty big. They have 3 to 4 of those running almost 24/7, shoveling coal around to the conveyors to feed these boilers. They also have 65-ton dump trucks that haul the ash away. Now, these trucks are so big that the wheel itself, tire and rim, 10 feet. You got to climb a ladder to get into the cab. And these things are so big that, well, okay, to give you a locomotive reference, you have seen pictures of what happens when some dumbass ignores the warning signs and tries to cross the tracks. And they get taken out by the train. That is a lot of kinetic energy. Even if he's on full stop, he's got dynamic braking engaged, which is an electrical assist. It's still gonna take a fully loaded train. The best time, quarter mile. And that might be just a locomotive and a couple of cars. If it's a big coal hauler with 100 cars, let's start at 2 miles. That's why he's blasting the shit out of that horn, because he cannot stop. And that's why you should give big rigs room too. They cannot stop on a dime. So, the same ratio of a train hitting a vehicle, as in weight and damage from impact. Take your car, even if it's just a Prius, run over a soda can. Yes, just like that. It's the same scale. So, yeah, you don't want to fuck with a moving locomotive. But, see, I gave that analogy and now I can't remember where I was going with that. Somebody help me.
You just went off into a deep one.
Yes. I went off into the deep end, okay, but I did find my way back to the surface.
Well, you don't have to drive. I'm just driving and letting you do your thing.
Okay. So, yes, the basics is, yes, stay on your path.
Stay on your path, man.
Yes.
That's the truth.
Yes. There are always distractions out there. There are always people that are going to give you shit because their interpretation does not match yours, therefore yours must be wrong. Well, bitch, I ain't walking on your side of the street. It's like the one spiritual guy that triggered me that I ranted about in the video. Here I am. This guy, he might be some bona fide badass motherfucker on his side of the world. I peeked. He's done seminars, he's done videos. Saw a picture of him in the full Lotus, which is always impressive. But this raggedy motherfucker was jumping on me like, oh, I'm lecturing now. You should be in student mode. You need to have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up while I tell you what it really is. I'm like, bitch, I don't give a fuck who you are. You treat me with some respect. Here you are. You're such a badass. Dollar bills are falling out of your pocket while you're walking down the street. And you're giving me shit. Australian Shepherds? The dogs?
I'm not sure.
Kind of look like it. Oh, Australian Shepherds are so smart. They're right up there with Border Collies. And I'm like, you're such a badass. and your shit's wired so tight, dollar bills are falling out of your pocket, but you're gonna come and give me the pimp hand because I'm scratching for some pennies in the gutter. Fuck you. So you can tell I got a little upset about this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, literally. See, that's the thing, man. And it's something that you recognize when you've taken the red pill. There are a lot of responses.
You see that house way up there? That right there on the right
the one straight ahead and up?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the house I was in for New Year's Eve.
Oh, man. I'll bet that view is awesome.
It was crazy, man. That house has like 3 fireplaces.
Where I'm at, only 15 minutes. Okay, I can rant a little more.
Yeah, that was at that house. It was pretty fucking cool.
Wow.
Yeah, it was nice. Nice house.
So, that's the thing, you know. I have seen so much infighting. I've had people saying, oh, I hate incels. I attack them every chance I can. They're not MGTOW. I'm like, well, bitch, nobody made you the guardian of their morals. How can you decide for them? It's like, and I tell people, you know, that when I talk in spiritual terms, I will drift from hippie into tradcon at the drop of a hat. But it is not an attempt to influence you. You know, Sifu is not the nice guy who's trying to set you up and then suddenly, okay, if you want to hear the real deal, you need to become a member of my blah, blah, blah offshoot cult. Fuck no. Being a cult leader is too much work. I'm too lazy to work that hard. That's why I'm an electrician. No shit. You see an electrician breaking a sweat, something's wrong. He's working way too hard because, yes. I mean, you notice it as an electrician, but with any trade, you know, a tradesman, you know, he's got to use his hands, but if he doesn't want the job to kill him, he has to use his brain too and work smarter, not harder. So, brothers, remember, reactions to red pill rage are on a spectrum. How you react is a matter of your individual psychology, circumstances, and maybe some karma. As I've said before, MGTOW did save my life. And I gotta admit that, yeah, he's still there. The little blue-pilled mangina simp man-child, he's still in my head. But that raggedy motherfucker is locked away way in the back in a little corner. But the lock is rusted and there's cobwebs. That little bitch can whine and cry and make the rest of me hurt all he wants because he's lonely. Shut the fuck up, bitch. The rest of me has already done the cost-benefit analysis. And that's why the more I come back and check myself, like, what was the phrase? Check yourself before you wreck yourself? Yeah. I'm not just running as hard as I can and not even looking around to see where I am. No. Every time I hit a speed bump, I stop and I reevaluate. It's like, why are you doing this? Are you making sense? Do you need to look up other sources and recorrelate? I mean, that's what I did when I had my life event. It made me think. You know, I don't know. A lot of people might just say, well, damn, I thought I was having a heart attack. I'm not. I'm good. All right, give me that double bacon cheeseburger and a Stella and let's party. But a little part of me did want to do that. But then I had to check myself. When I realized my attitude was, I don't give a fuck if I die or not, it was reassuring because I was relaxed in my mind. But then I thought about it. And it's like, well, you're not forcing yourself to have this attitude. This is organic. But why is it here? So, as I said in Renaissance Man, you know, I had that one day when my brain was doing a massive reset. I induced that mood again and made myself think, and I asked myself, why are you not scared of dying? Now, how many of you have actually said that to yourself? I mean, and this is not a macho display, because there's a difference between living your life as a free man and foolishly risking your life for a testosterone rush. You know, studies have shown that a lot of people that are into sports where the chief element is danger, that's why they do it. They're low T, and they're trying to justify their existence by putting their life at risk. Now, sure, that bungee jumping and parachuting, hang gliding, sure, fun. Oh, hell yeah. But a lot of that shit, you take that first step, you're committed. If everything don't work perfectly, you're a quadriplegic or you're dead. Is it worth it for that little bit of thrill? Yeah. So, I did. I put myself in the zone and said, what's going on? And the statement came to me, you know, if you're not scared of dying, maybe there's something else you're scared of more. And it turned out that there was. I was more scared of being alone. Yes. And it's something I haven't admitted to myself. It has, for my entire life, made me make bad decisions. To stay in a failing relationship. You know, where for 10 years I heard, no, it won't happen again. It was nerves. It was PMS. It was stress. 3 weeks later, asshole. Like, what? You know, and then the same old excuse, you know, I'll be nice. It made me stay in a relationship even though the last 6.5 years there was no sex, not even any intimacy. I barely got a kiss or a 2-second bro hug every now and then. It's like, why? No, I don't want to be alone. They're like, shut up, bitch. Everybody dies alone. You got to admit it to yourself. And believe me, take it from one who knows. Nothing gives you more strength. Nothing helps you center, balance, and focus more than confronting your greatest fear and overcoming it. Now I'll admit, you know, I'll use scared just as a reference. Yeah, I'm scared of rats. I grew up in the ghetto. Rats are nasty. Scared of roaches, more or less. But, you know, now I know that's not real fear. That's just cultural conditioning. Give me one of them hardcore airsoft rifles. I'll go rat hunting in the apartment. Yeah. Raggedy motherfucker, you ain't chewing another box, are you, bitch? Bam! Hey, you fulfill your karma by being a rat, but you missed your chance. You should have gone somewhere else. You're in my neighborhood now, bitch. Fuck you. See? That's why I'm going my own path. I'm staying in my lane. The people that don't like me, no matter what the reason, I don't need to interact with you. A wise man knows when to choose his battles. But, you know, I'm really looking forward to the day when some Anafa fool here in Boise tries some shit. Is that they better hope I'm having a good day. Now, I have been exposed to a number of martial arts disciplines, everything from Indonesian karate to Gracie Jiu-Jitsu to classic Japanese Jiu-Jitsu to Masoyama's hardcore karate. Yeah, buddy. Now, you think you're a bad motherfucker? Do some punching exercises, and the goal is to snuff out a candle's flame with the force of your punch. Not snuffing it out, but yes, you're moving the air that fast. And without touching the candle, you make the flame go out. Yeah, do that. Then come back and talk to me if you think I'm bullshitting. But I had such good teachers. I don't want to run around and whoop people's asses just because I can. Why? That's a fool's errand right there. No. In fact, the last fight I was in with somebody that really wanted to whoop my ass, I went pure defensive on him. He would try to kick me. I would kick his foot right in the toe. He tried to punch me. I would punch his hand. And you're saying, what the hell for? It's cumulative damage. Eventually, they start to hurt and they can't perform their techniques like they used to. So, he got a few shots in and, yeah, a couple of them hurt. But I blocked over 90% of his shit. And then, after he got frustrated, I slithered around, got him in a rear naked choke, got his ass on the ground, and then I asked him, are you done acting a fool or do I need to whoop your ass? He was done. See? I didn't have to draw no blood. Why? You know, if it's a situation where you need to pop a cap in somebody's ass, you'll know it. But a wise man uses restraint. You only use the force that is necessary. It's part of the things you know instinctively, but you need to remind yourself when you are part of this red pill awakening. It's not an easy path. No, nothing worthwhile is easy. It's going to cost you in time, money, other resources. Me, I used to live right over there. It's like right at the edge of the parking lot. It was funny because you'd hear all the noise coming from all the dumbasses wasting their money on bitches manipulating them to give it up. Yeah, over at the Torch. It's like, I can count the times I've been in a strip club on two hands. Because, you know, once I figured out that the whole deal was to extract resources from you and for nothing but a visual treat. I mean, I figured this out well before they even had the lap dance concept. I was like, nah, fuck that. Now, actually, the one over there by the Charlie Brown's, one of my bros, it was his birthday, so he went in there, enjoy a lap dance, whatever, and I went in. Here I am, I got on a white shirt and a tie and sunglasses, and I'm there. I'm like a man in black, looking for the alien. My arms are crossed. I ain't smiling. I ain't looking around, licking my lips or nothing. It's like, they're like, what the fuck?
They couldn't get a read on you?
Yeah. So, I enjoyed 3 performances, and then the one that I appreciated the most, I went up and I gave her a tip because, you know, they're working girls, you know. Yeah, so she deserved to be compensated for her time. And I gave her a compliment saying, you know, I appreciated her performance. She showed skill and athleticism. Absolutely true. You know, excited sexually? Yeah, you know, maybe, but I knew I wasn't going to smash, so I gave the pimp hand to the little head and told it to shut the fuck up. And actually, I went back to Charlie Brown's and I got more excited by fully clothed women in there than the almost naked ones at the strip club. Because I knew, you know, I knew I didn't really have the skill to do it, so I didn't try. But, you know, here, you know, play your cards right, you could smash. And that was the difference.
How much time you got?
I am right at 30 minutes. Okay, go. Good call. So, got to end this one before the video gives me the pimp and says, shut the fuck up. So, we shall return.